Greetings, YouTube. Greetings, Earthlings. The Martian is here with Red Planet Express, author of Red Planet Guardian. Remember that hashtag Red Planet Guardian, soon to be Indiegogo 2019 campaign. Let's get to it. Horrible, depressing news on the Star Trek front today. This is from the Mary Sue dumpster fire level news. Getting to things, it says, things we saw today. Star Trek hints at Megan Fox joining the franchise, and we're hyped. Glad they're hyped, because literally no one else is. This could spell the death knell for Star Trek movies. If this thing even gets made, this could be bad. Really bad. They're talking about Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth walking away from from the possible contract or possibly starring in the next film. I believe they don't have a contract right now. That's what's going on. But it says what has happened here. It says we have a vague whisper of movement thanks to Megan Fox, a star, who has not been previously attached to any Star Trek project. Posted a couple photos on her Instagram story of her and John Cho at some sort of panel or shoot with the hashtag Star Trek. A fan screenshotted this and submitted it. So obviously something's being teased here. Mary Sue says, naturally, it's time for some clickbaity headlines about whether Fox is actually beaming onto the USS Enterprise. We at TMS love Megan Fox, so we're thrilled at the idea of her taking command of a starship because it's what she deserves. Really, does she deserve that? What do the fans deserve? Do the fans deserve a good film, possibly? Going on to say, is this a small sign of progress on the film? No, it's not progress on the film. It is progress on the film getting made, but not progress on the film. Has she been cast to fill the role of the navigator left behind by Anton Yelchin, who, as most of you know, portrayed Chekhov and tragically passed from us last year? Or will she be playing an alien or a villain? What about a new captain? So yeah, this is probably horrible news if it's at all realistic or possible. This could be really bad. She is, to put it simply, Megan Fox is a horrible actress. Her delivery is absolutely rigid. She cannot act. Her emotions don't come across well. I'm sorry to say that this is true, but she is far too, how do I want to say, plasticky and far too, I'm going to say it, far too good looking to be in this sort of role. She just simply does not seem natural. This came through in the Transformers movies, where you have her playing the role of some kind of a mechanic, and you get this. I mean, how many times have you pulled into a shop and seen something like this, ready to fix your car? I mean, this is completely unrealistic. This simply would not happen. Not that a woman can't be a mechanic. Of course they can, and millions do. But they certainly wouldn't look like this or even dress like this. A man would not dress the equivalent like this. It just wouldn't happen. You can't do your work. You can't do your job looking like that. But as I said, her IMDb rap sheet kind of speaks for itself. She kind of has fallen in, ever since Transformers, she's fallen into these kind of nerdy geek roles. Been in Transformers, Jonah Hex, I think, what was the latest one? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She played April. And again, neither of those was all that successful or well liked by the fan community, as well as the Transformers movies, which they keep making, and I guess they keep making money, but they're horrible. I watched the first couple and just I couldn't get through it. Apparently, she's been on TV recently in New Girl. But yeah, I just don't think this would be good at all. So some theories on what she is going to do in the film if she is in it. Of course, as they're saying, possibly filling the role as Navigator. Now, if she filled the role as Navigator, who would she play? I've heard some guesses that she would play, let's see if we can find it, Aaliyah. Has been talked about. Now, Aaliyah was the Deltan female lieutenant. She was in the original Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Deltans, as you know, they are, well, at least she was bald, and they have kind of a hypersexuality to them. They give off these pheromones that drive people crazy. So possible. She is very attractive. She fits that part of the role. The reason I don't think this would happen is because she would have to shave her head. I don't think Megan Fox would do that. I don't think she is committed enough as an actress to do something like that. I could be wrong. She could prove me wrong, and that would she'd garner at least some sort of cred, at least in my book, for doing this. I still don't think she could pull it off. But possibly that's a possibility. The other thing I've heard of is that she would play, let me see if I can find it here, that she would play number one, which is currently going to be played by Rebecca Romijn in Discovery. And as you can see here, this is Rebecca Romijn dressed up as number one. I don't think she could pull that off either. I just don't think she has the acting talent for it. I think Romijn will do okay as number one. Plus the role, I don't know how big the role is going to be anyways. My guess also was that she could possibly be playing, even if they wanted to really get into some Star Trek lore, she could be playing Irina Gallium. That was Chekhov's Russian girlfriend who he went to Starfleet Academy with. This was on the a very we'll say infamous episode, which called A Way to Eden, which is loved or hated or loved to hate by many fans. These people were kind of hippies, and they wanted to get to this planet called Eden, and boy, they were singing, and Spock was singing, and it was I don't know, it was kind of a dumpster fire, but it's gotten to be kind of loved. So yeah, I don't know. That's a possibility, I think, also. Plus, the character Irina, she also was a navigator of sorts, so she could fall into that role as well. Fox wouldn't have to cut her hair for this role. It's a possibility. I don't know. But yeah, this. But the bad thing is if they decide to actually put her in the captain's chair, that would be a full-on revolt. I think the fans would go nuts over that. I think if they did put her in the captain's chair, they would probably give her the part, the actual character of number one, and then say that something happened to Kirk and she falls into that role. I think if they did that, though, again, that would spell death, absolute death knell for the Kelvin timeline. I think it would be over at that point. I think the show would probably just completely flopped. No one's going to go to see Star Trek without Kirk. Spock doesn't bring enough to... I don't think he brings enough to the franchise for people to go see it just because... just for Spock and the rest of the crew. Star Trek, the original series, is about Kirk and Spock and McCoy and the interaction between them, and it's always been about the question of humanity. Having Megan Fox on there is not going to do anything at all about the question of humanity, except possibly to question her humanity, because she's more android-like than Data. So anyways, that is the sad state of affairs that Kelvin Timeline is in, folks. Keep watching, keep subscribing, hit that bell for further notifications. We're going to keep on this story, and hopefully we will find out more soon. Stay tuned. And that is your Martian Invasion for today, and I am out of here.